If you're still without power in Northwest Indiana, this video is for you. After days without electricity, you're not just trying to keep the lights on anymore. You're thinking about food, charging your phone, keeping your family safe, protecting expensive equipment like generators, and figuring out how you're going to get through another night. So I'm going to show you 8 things you can do right now. And the first one came from something my dad discovered when he went looking for emergency lights, and almost everything was already sold out. This first idea is actually why I wanted to make this video. My dad was dealing with the outage and went looking for flashlights and emergency lanterns, but everybody else had the same idea. A lot of the normal emergency lighting was already gone. Then he walked through the outdoor section and noticed something most people weren't shopping for: solar landscape lights. Think about what these really are. They're rechargeable lights with their own little solar panels. You put them outside during daylight where they can get good sunlight. Then after dark, you can bring them inside. Now, don't expect every little decorative solar light to light an entire room. Brightness and runtime vary by model. Number 2, stop spreading everything throughout the entire house. Pick one central room and turn it into your power outage headquarters. Keeping your essentials together means you're not constantly searching through a dark house, trying to remember where somebody left the flashlight or charging cable. It also makes it easier to conserve your batteries and lighting. And before it gets dark, make sure everyone in the house knows exactly where the lights and emergency supplies are. Number 3, be extremely careful with refrigerated food. According to CDC guidance, an unopened refrigerator will generally keep food safe for about 4 hours. A full unopened freezer can maintain safe temperatures for about 48 hours. A half-full freezer is about 24 hours. But many families in this outage have already gone far beyond those time periods. Don't taste food to determine whether it's safe, and don't assume something is okay simply because it looks or smells normal. If you have access to ice or frozen gel packs, use coolers to keep important perishable items cold. And minimize how often you open refrigerators, freezers, and coolers. Number 4, protect your phone battery. During a long outage, your phone isn't just entertainment. It may be your connection to weather alerts, utility updates, family members, and emergency help. Lower screen brightness. Enable low power mode or battery saver. Turn off unnecessary Bluetooth. Limit unnecessary streaming. Use power banks. Use an appropriate vehicle charger if necessary. If you don't need cellular communication for a while, airplane mode can reduce battery use. Just remember that normal calls and messages will not come through while airplane mode is turned on. If you've only got 20% left, think about whether watching another hour of video is worth giving up the battery you might need later. Number 5 could save a life. If you're using a portable generator, never run it inside your home, basement, or garage. And an open garage door does not make an enclosed garage a safe place to operate one. CDC safety guidance says portable generators should be operated outdoors and at least 20 feet away from windows, doors, and vents. Generators produce carbon monoxide. You cannot see it, you cannot smell it, and dangerous levels can build up before you realize what's happening. If you're using fuel-burning equipment, have working battery-powered or battery backup carbon monoxide detectors in the home. Number 6 is something people may start thinking about more as an outage goes on. Security. Portable generators are expensive, and because they must operate outdoors for safety, they're naturally more exposed. Here's what I don't want you to do. Don't move a running generator into the garage or closer to your house because you're worried somebody might steal it. Don't solve a theft problem by creating a carbon monoxide problem. If possible, secure portable equipment with an appropriate heavy-duty lock, cable, or chain while still maintaining all of the generator manufacturer's required operating clearances. Record the make, model, and serial number of expensive equipment. Take photographs of it. And avoid unnecessarily advertising expensive equipment or valuables from the street. Make sure doors and windows are locked. Keep valuables away from windows. If you already have battery-powered cameras, alarms, or outdoor lighting, make sure they're charged and working. And let me be clear, I'm not telling you that widespread looting is happening throughout Northwest Indiana. I'm saying a prolonged outage is not the time to stop paying attention to normal home security. If somebody is trying to steal equipment or break into your property, do not put yourself or your family in danger trying to protect possessions. Move to safety and contact law enforcement. People first, property second. Trusted neighbors can also help. Exchange phone numbers, check on each other's homes, and let someone you trust know if you're leaving. Number 7, not every thief needs to come through your front door. Some will come through your phone. After major weather emergencies, scammers may pretend to be utility workers, contractors, or government agencies. They may promise faster repairs or emergency assistance if you pay them immediately. If someone contacts you unexpectedly, don't automatically trust the phone number, text message, or website they send you. Find the organization's official contact information yourself and verify who you're dealing with. Be especially cautious if somebody demands immediate payment by gift card, cryptocurrency, wire transfer, or another unusual payment method. And don't give personal banking or identification information to someone simply because they claim they're helping with the disaster. Number 8 may be the most powerful one. Don't try to get through this completely alone. One person may have extra ice. Another might have a power bank. Someone may know where supplies are still available. Another person may have transportation. And somebody in your neighborhood may need help because they're older, disabled, or dependent on medical equipment. Check on your neighbors. Exchange information. Share safe resources when you can. And if you haven't heard from somebody who's vulnerable, don't automatically assume they're okay. If you or someone in your household relies on oxygen, refrigerated medication, or electrically powered medical equipment, don't wait until the situation becomes critical before looking for help. Indiana is directing people affected by this disaster toward Indiana 211 and other official disaster resources for help finding community services. Resource locations and availability can change, so verify information before traveling. Here's what I want you to remember. Getting through a long power outage isn't always about buying expensive emergency equipment. Sometimes it's about looking differently at what you already have. A solar landscape light can become emergency lighting. A cooler can protect temperature-sensitive items. A power bank can keep your connection to the outside world alive. And a trusted neighbor may be one of the most valuable emergency resources you have. But don't let convenience override safety. Keep generators outside and away from the home. Be careful with food. Conserve your phone battery. Secure your property. Watch for scams. And check on the people around you. If you're watching from anywhere in Northwest Indiana that's still dealing with this outage, I hope at least one of these ideas makes tonight a little easier. And I'm going to ask you to do something more important than hitting the like button. Share this video. If you know somebody who's still sitting in the dark, send it to them. They may already know 7 of these ideas, but if there's one thing here they haven't thought about, that one idea could make tonight safer or easier. And if you've discovered something that's helping you get through this outage, tell us in the comments. Tell us what community you're in and what you found that works. Somebody else reading your comment may need exactly that idea.